Good morning, all. As we enter into the service, please note that those of you participating via Zoom have been muted by our host, Randy. And we ask that in-house participants please remain masked while in the sanctuary. Also be advised that the service is being recorded, and with the exception of joys and concerns, will be posted online. Finally, if you wish, take a quick moment to arrange your own chalice at home. To everything there is a season, a time to every purpose under heaven, a time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to reap that which has been planted, a time to weep, a time to laugh, a time to mourn, and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones, and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to rend, a time to sow, a time to keep silent, and a time to speak, a time to love, and a time to die, a time of war, and a time of peace. Janet Cooper will light the chalice in the sanctuary, and I invite you to light your own chalice at home and place it where it can be seen by all of us, if you are able. At times, our own light goes out and is rekindled by a spark from another person. Each of us has cause to think with deep gratitude of those who have lit a flame within us and in the community. Before we sing the first hymn, let me remind our remote participants to leave yourselves muted and our in-house participants to remain masked. However, if we want you to sing, and whoever is with you, to sing with Mary and Jan as loud and as big as you like. Make it a joyous experience. So please stand if you are able, and let us all sing the opening hymn, Turn the World Around, number 1074.
We come from the fire, living in the fire. Go back to the fire, turn the world around. We come from the water, living in the water. Go back to the water, turn the world around. We come from the mountain, living on the mountain. Go back to the mountain, turn the world around. Whoa, so is life. Ah, so is life. Oh, so is life. Ah, so is life. Do you know who I am? Do I know who you are? See we one another clearly. Do we know who we are? Do you know you? I know who I am. See we one I know who you are. See we one another clearly. See we one we know who we are. Oh, so is life a body one. So is life. Whoa, so is life a body one. So is life. Water make the river, river wash the mountain. Fire make the sunlight turn the world around. Heart is of the river, body is the mountain. Spirit is the sunlight, turn the world around. We are of the Spirit, truly of the Spirit. Only can the Spirit turn the world around. Oh, so is life a body one. Ha! So is life. Oh, so is life a body one. Ha! So is life. Oh, Maniwa. So it's like
Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist community of Cambria. We are glad you have joined us this morning. We acknowledge that our UUC sanctuary stands on land that may have been once inhabited by the coastal Chumash and Selenian indigenous peoples who have lived primarily in the San Luis Obispo, Santa Barbara, and Ventura counties. As a Unitarian Universalist community, we celebrate religious diversity and welcome all who come in search of faith and spirituality. The UUCC is a lay-led congregation, inviting speakers with different religious traditions or spiritual and scientific backgrounds to speak at our pulpit. We encourage presentations covering a variety of topics and areas of interest to our community that connect with the UU7 principles. And today's service centers around the seventh principle. We affirm and promote respect for the independent web of all existence of which we are a part. Our seventh principle may be our Unitarian Universalist way of coming to fully embrace something that is greater than ourselves. The interdependent web expressed as the spirit of life, the ground of all being, the oneness of all existence, the community-forming power, the process of life, the creative force, even God, can help us develop that social understanding of ourselves that we and our culture so desperately need. It is a source of meaning to which we can dedicate our lives. My name is Joel Kane. I am your worship associate this morning. I would like to extend a special welcome to today's guests and visitors. We are glad that you are with us today. If you are not on our mailing list, please visit the UUCC website at uuccambria.org so that we can keep you informed about all of our activities. And please check out What's Happening email blast sent to all members and friends. This is a great way to keep up with our news in the community. And as a reminder, if you wish to see this or any past Zoom services, again, recordings of these services are available at our website and can be found on Facebook as well. The membership committee invites non-members to consider joining the community. Please contact Diane DeMarco or a member of the Board of Trustees if you are interested. Thank you. So again, good morning and welcome to everyone. The affirmation is both a recognition of the nature of this community as well as a promise we make and aspire to. So let us now recite the UUCC affirmation. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its prayer. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth and freedom, and to love one another. We set aside this time for any short announcements that may be of interest to our UU community. Please keep your items short and to the point. For any items that need more explanation, please see the person after the service or email the person after the service to be respectful of everyone's time. If you have an announcement, please raise your hand, and when your name is called, please stand or unmute yourself and speak. So from the sanctuary, Kathy has an announcement.
Okay, last week you were promised fun at the upcoming garage sale, Friday at my house, 9 to noon. And my trusty assistant, Judy Butler, will be there, and she is also helping to remind you to gather up your treasures.
Get on the camera, Judy. Come on.
Gather up your treasures Bring your table, or you can use a church table. Where is she? There she is. And come to my house Friday at 8 if you are going to be setting up. You can unload. We're going to have a great fun. Sue Davis and Dolores are also the assistants. So Judy and I are the co-hostesses. She's not my assistant.
I don't want you to get
No, no, Judy, this is supposed to be positive. So
remember, your table, your stuff equals dollars for you.
Next announcement, Triva.
Not quite near as entertaining or fun, but hey, board meeting tonight at 5 o'clock. If you want to join us, fun, fun, fun. No money for the UCC though. Thank you.
Jan, do you have an announcement?
Yes. Am I on, Randy?
Yes.
Okay. I want to introduce one of our committee members because I'm sure you're tired of hearing from me about the scholarship. So, Robert, take it away.
Thank you, Jan. Well, I am here to report on progress of the scholarship committee, and most importantly, to ask you to demonstrate further generosity so we can fully fund the scholarships that we'd like to give a wonderful class of high school seniors. The committee has screened 11 candidates from Coast Union High School, of which 7, we hope, will be selected for a $1,000 scholarship for their first year in college. We're in the process of screening an additional 10 candidates from Leffingwell High School, and we anticipate awarding one $1,000 scholarship to the successful applicant among this group. We have $7,690, which has generously been given by the congregation and by members of the congregation to fund these scholarships. Being that you're all UUs, I'm sure you've all done the math already. You realize we need at least $8,000, so it means we're about $3,010 short, and I'm appealing to you to help us make up that shortfall.
310. Nope.
No, yeah, 310.
Okay.
Thank you, dear.
I did the math.
So please give generously and send in a check and put in your memo line that the check is for the scholarship fund. Finally, the scholarship service will be on Sunday, June the 5th, at which we will celebrate all the successful applicants. Thank you all.
Do you have an announcement? No. I thought Mary raised her hand. Anyone else in the sanctuary? So then, Randy, anyone in Zoom land?
Yes, Lou, would you please unmute yourself and announce your announcement?
Thank you, Randy. Good morning. I just want to make sure the scholarship committee gets the credit it deserves, because Robert implied that we had screened 100 applications from Coast Union. We screened about 26 and then picked 11 people, I think. Isn't that right, Robert? So total between Leffingwell and Coast Union, we read something around 35 applications. I also encourage you to give us a little more money. And men's group meets tomorrow. Excuse me. We haven't quite figured out whether it's going to be totally by Zoom or in person at the sanctuary. And a key person to help answer that question is John Loring. I sent him an email but haven't heard back, so I don't know if he's in Cambria or in LA.
I'm in Cambria.
Good. Well, then we're gonna We're going to meet at the sanctuary. See you all there.
Good.
Thank you.
Okay, Andy, would you please unmute yourself and make your announcement?
Okay. Hi, everybody. You can tell where I am. I just wanted to remind everybody that the meditation group will continue meeting Thursday mornings. I know there might have been a little snafu last Thursday because I'm not in town, but hopefully we'll get it together for next Thursday and all the Thursdays continuing from there on out, 10 a.m. on Thursday. Thanks. At the sanctuary.
Okay. Let's see, that's it from here. Back to you, Andy.
That's it, Randy?
Yes.
Next slide. Next week, we'll hear from Laura Deloy speaking on dementia, not a normal part of aging. Today being the third Sunday of the month, we welcome a witness to the pulpit. A moment of witness is widely practiced in Christian and Islamic denominations as a means to bear witness or give testimony about the way a specific religious affiliation has impacted one's life. Our hope is that in their moment of witness, a congregant here can briefly share a significant experience that moved them, helping all of us to deepen our relationship with Unitarian Universalism and strengthen our ties to the community. Janet Cooper this morning will share with us. Janet?
Good morning. Okay, well, I'll start from the beginning. I had no idea Unitarian Universalism existed until a little over 20 years ago. I discovered UU during a desperate search to find a liberal religious community for my preteen daughter, Renee, who had joined the local Baptist youth group to be with her school friends. I took her to several different churches in Morro Bay and San Luis Obispo. We visited an evangelical Lutheran church in Morro Bay. This was the religion I was raised in. The Evangelical Lutheran Church is actually the more liberal group of American Lutheran churches. The Missouri Synod, to which much of my family belonged, was by far the more conservative group. We also visited the UU Church in San Luis Obispo. I was astonished to find a church where I felt at home and didn't have to hide my lack of belief in religious dogma. This church was about each and every member pursuing their own spiritual path and honoring others on their journeys. I was very intrigued, but my original mission failed. My daughter remained with her Baptist friends in Cambria. However, as an aside, she grew spiritually during her undergraduate years at UC Santa Cruz and is now a true feral UU. Can't get her to join, but I was hooked. I returned a number of times to Sunday services at the SLO Church, but I initially found it very difficult to connect with other members. After the service, the congregation, which is composed of over several hundred people, met for coffee and conversation in a loud and small community room. It was very difficult to meet people. That is until I was approached by Bill Lakin, who introduced me to Katie Krupp. Katie Krupp worked the fair trade sales after the services, and soon enough I was helping Katie and beginning to meet people in the congregation. Later I joined the choir and made further connections. I learned from this experience that as a newcomer, some of the responsibility of merging into a new group sits on your shoulders. Making new connections happens much faster when you participate in a smaller group or volunteer to help with a church project. I had considered myself a humanist for many years, and still do, but I was not able to find a home in the humanist community. I attended many lectures at the Center for Inquiry in Los Angeles and enjoyed the stimulating discussions and insightful presentations, but never made the close connections I was longing for with other humanists. The atmosphere always felt very academic and often, frankly, intimidating when the discussions turned to detailed analysis. Finding UU truly felt like finding my spiritual home. I like that every UU defines their own belief system, even if that means acknowledging you have no answers to life's big questions. This is truly a community that I can participate in without hiding my inner thoughts and feelings, or having my insecurities take over. The metaphorical masks we all wear in social situations may not come off entirely, but they feel very transparent here. The often bitter and sometimes violent divisiveness that grows out of believing in a one true religion and a God that only your chosen religion has correctly defined gets no traction here. I'm at home in the UU community. All of you, fellow UU members of the UUCC, the wider UU community, are my chosen spiritual family. This does not preclude loving all people. The entire world community that includes all beings is our extended family. And this is why being part of UU is so meaningful. This is not a private country club with an exclusive pass to heaven. This is our sanctuary where all are welcome, and we learn to love all beings and attempt to better understand those we disagree with, where we endeavor to stretch the web of love wider than we ever imagined it might extend. We make mistakes, we acknowledge our failings, and we continually strive to improve. We are not God's chosen people, godless demons, or two-dimensional characters in anyone's narrative. We are seekers and lovers, dreamers and social justice defenders, ultimately imperfect human beings in awe of the wonders of the natural world and the wider universe. Some believe in God or the spirit of life or the void. Regardless, all are respected here. Thank you, each and every one of you, for your presence in my life. I am honored to be a fellow seeker in such good company.
Well said, Janet. Very nice. Sharing together some of our personal and significant joys and concerns brings us closer as a faith community. We invite you to share the milestones that are deeply felt as part of your personal life. But please be mindful and considerate of all who come to share this morning. This is a time of community building. The collective flames of these candles embody all the joys and sorrows which may have gone unspoken today, but are also deeply felt in the community. The first reading is a responsive reading, so please reply as appropriate. If we have the wisdom to survive, to stand like slow-growing trees on a ruined place, enrich it. If we will make our seasons welcome here, asking not too much of earth or heaven, then a long time
after we are dead, the lives our lives prepare will live here.
Their house is strongly placed upon the valley walls. Fields and gardens, rich in the windows, the river rolling clear, as we will never know it. And over it, birdsong like a canopy. On the levels of the hills will be green stock bells and moon shades. On the steeps where greed and ignorance cut down the old forest, an old forest will stand, its rich leaf fall drifting on our roots. The veins of forgotten springs will have opened. Families will be singing in the fields. In their voices, we will have music off the ground. They will take nothing from the ground, they will not return, whatever the grief at parting. All memory native to this valley will spread over it like a grove. Memory will go into legend, song into song, song into sacrament. The abundance of this place, the songs of its people and birds will be health and wisdom and indwelling light. There's no paradisal dream. Its hardship is possibility. Meditation can help us embrace our worries, our fears, our anger, and that is very healing. We let our own natural capacity for healing do the work. Let us begin a time of meditation. Spirit of life, help us to be the always hopeful gardeners of the Spirit, who know that without darkness nothing comes to birth, as without light, nothing flowers. Attributed to May Sarton. The second reading is a poem entitled Our Soul Speaks Spring, adapted by Evan Carver Zemer. If we lived in another climate, our souls might speak other languages. We might speak oasis or permafrost, dry season or monsoon. But our souls speak spring. Our souls speak green shoots pushing through last year's leaves. Our souls speak flower buds stretching to the sun. Our souls speak mud puddle and nest building, damp earth and worm castings, tiny green leaves and frog choruses. We speak spring because spring sings within us. Spring, spirit of life and love, nurture our faith in our own growing, our own courage to push through, our own blossoming and beauty, our own small part in the spring of the world. May it be so. Please stand if you are able and join us in singing Rising Green, number 1068.
My blood doth rise in the roots of yon oak. Her sap doth run in my veins. Boundless my soul like the open sky, where the stars forever have lain. Where the stars, where the stars, where the stars forever have lain. My hands hold the weavings of time without end. My sight as deep as a sea, beating my heart sounds the measures of old, where the love's eternity. That of love, that of love, that of love's eternity. I feel the tides as they answer the moon, rushing on a far distant sand. Winging my song is the wind of my breast, and my love blows over the land. And my love, and my love, and my love blows over the land. My foot carries days of the olden dew. Our dreaming shows us the way. Wondrous our faith settles deep in the earth, rising green to bring a new day. Rising green, rising green, rising green to bring a new day.
Today's sermon is entitled Finding Balance Before Launching into Spring, delivered by Darcy Lober. No stranger to our pulpit, Darcy comes to us from the Chalice Fellowship of Conejo Valley. She is a longtime Unitarian Universalist, environmental and social justice advocate, lay minister, and goddess priestess who loves to sing, dance, garden, and most of all, share the fruits of those labors with others. Let us welcome her in to share with us the meaning and the magic of this spring equinox ritual celebration. Darcy?
Thank you and good morning. I'm so happy to be sharing the spring equinox with you all. This is a holy day in the pagan calendar. It's a time when, taking our cues from the moon and the sun hanging equally balanced in the sky, we begin to gather up the resources we need to stay balanced throughout this growing season. We take some time to consider and make sure we're getting all the adequate nutrition, activity, rest, intellectual stimulation, and emotional support we need to undergird all this emphasis on renewed growth. In this season of the child, this morning, with your indulgence, I'll take us through a goddess-centered ritual designed to nourish that child within each of us with song, with dance, and by calling in the spirits of the four directions and absorbing into ourselves all the power those energies bring. Thus, filled with the power of the four directions, we will plant our own seeds of desire, those dreams we hold in our hearts, and know that with the warming of the sun, they will surely sprout, grow, and bear good fruit for all to enjoy. And so, without further ado, I would ask everyone in the sanctuary or at home to please stand in body or spirit as you are able, and look to the east as we begin our calling in of the four directions. Spirit of the East, home of the rising sun, you that call us to new beginnings, to know the power of our thoughts and the strength of our words, to have an awareness of our breath. Element of fire, join us in our sacred circle. And now turning to the west. Turning to the south. Spirit of the South, place of the noonday sun, that's straight this day. Everlasting flame of transformation, of passion and play, you that give us the energy of creation, element of fire, join us in our sacred circle. And now turning to the west. Spirit of the West, we find you at the ocean with the setting of the sun, in rushing rivers and still deep pools, flowing over and around every obstacle, or quietly raining down from the heavens to dissolve all that stands in our way. Element of water, join us in our sacred circle. And now to the north. Spirit of the North, in the deep of night, place of rocks and bones and rich brown earth, place of gathering up, lend us your subterranean support. Give us the strength we need to plant our dreams that they may come alive with the energy of spring. Element of earth, join us in our sacred circle. And coming back around to face me, following that circle around, let us sing to these powers to draw them even closer. So if you haven't already stood, I invite you to stand and join me in dancing as we sing. So it's like this: the earth, the air, the fire, the water, return, 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 return. Again, the earth, the air, the fire, the water, return, 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 return. That arms go, aye, 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 aye-o, 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 aye-o. Again. Aye, 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 aye-o, 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 aye-o. From the beginning. The earth, the air, the fire, the water, return, 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 return. The earth, the air, the fire, the water, return, 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 return. Aye, 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 aye-oh, 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 aye-oh. Aye, 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 aye-oh, 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 aye-oh. The earth, the air, the fire, the water, return, 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 return. The earth, the air, the fire, the water, return, 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 return. Aye, 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 aye-oh, 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 aye-oh. Aye, 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 aye-oh, 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 aye-oh. Last time. The earth, the air, the fire, the water, return, 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 return. The earth, the air, the fire, the water, return, 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 return. Aye, 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 aye-oh, 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 aye-oh. Aye, 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 aye-oh, 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 aye-oh. Now remaining standing, we envision those four directions as being a Celtic cross within our own bodies. And right where they meet and merge, in the center of all things, in the center within us, we find that still place that we call Goddess, that divinity in each of us. And we call to the Goddess with this song to bind those directions to us. We sing, Lady, weave your circle bright, spin a web of dark and light, earth and air and fire and water bind us to her. Join me. Lady, weave your circle bright, spin a web of dark and light, earth and air and fire and water bind us to her. Last time we go. Lady, weave your circle bright, spin a web of dark and light, earth and air and fire and water bind us to her. And as we say in our tradition, the circle is now cast and the Goddess welcomes her people. Please be seated. This time of spring is that time of child. And throughout this season, let us remind ourselves to fall in love and care for ourselves as our great mother demands. I'd like you to close your eyes now. Put your both feet on the floor, spine erect, as you come with me on a journey to meet the four directions, clearing that palate, clearing that mind's eye, taking a deep breath and letting it go, and another, and letting it go. I'd like you to imagine yourself now walking in the forest on a beautiful spring morning, surrounded by trees. You smell their scent mixing with the dark earthy loam and decomposing leaves beneath your feet. Hear that small crunch. It's cool and quiet in the shade. An occasional bird flits by just outside your peripheral vision. Sensing there's a light area up ahead, you walk towards it but your path is blocked by a low-hanging branch. Push that branch aside and find that you've come into a clearing, a meadow with bright green grass and wildflowers all around. The air is warm in the meadow, and the sky's an azure blue. Feeling the sun warming your skin as a cooling, gentle breeze relaxes you, you feel fully at ease. You're alone and have no need for clothes, so you take them off, enjoying for the first time this season the restorative sun upon all your skin. Lie down now on the soft green grass and feel the earth receive, hold, and cushion you as all tension drains from your muscles. Listen to the branches of the trees telling secrets to the wind. A bird calls from far away, and an answer comes from nearby. Surrendering to her loving embrace, feel yourself becoming one with the rich black earth as her essence rises up through your skin, filling in and making strong all your muscle and bone. You recognize that solid presence of earth already in you. And now she fills you with her strength, and you feel the majesty of the mountain. Now through this body of rock and stone comes a heat. That heat rises up from your toes with the color red, through your legs, flooding into your torso. It's red, molten lava spreading everywhere throughout your body, up to the top of your head, down through your arms, out your fingertips. You are engulfed in flame. This fire burns away all doubts, all fears, all scar tissue, all the detritus left from living life through this long winter, turning all that you were and all that you no longer need into an ash that fertilizes the soil beneath you. You burn, but there is no pain, only a marvelous sense of excitement and freedom. You become the fire. And released at last from these earthly bonds, you see and you feel your spirit body rising out of the flames. Your mind is clear and vision sharp, and you're able to see all the forest and a river below spread out before you, bathed in a golden light. You sprout wings and become an eagle who soars through the sky, following the river until you see a fish. And you dive down into the river to capture it. But as you enter the water, you become the fish and are filled with a blue-green color of the water, swimming effortlessly with the stream. The water is constantly washing over and through you, cleaning and clearing all blockages, all pain. You are one with the water, joyous. Your emotional body is whole. Now, swimming to the bank of the river, you begin to transform once again into your essential self, but yourself born anew into the beautiful human being you truly are. You climb out onto the grassy bank and lie back down once again to be dried by the sun. Filled with the energy of these 4 directions, your conscious garden is ready now to be planted with the seeds of your deepest desires. Sitting up, you notice you're back at the clearing where you started, and there, just beside you, is a beautiful bowl holding 3 seeds, and beside it, a watering can. Take out one of the seeds and hold it to your heart and ask yourself, what do I truly want? Now hold it to your third eye and see this desire coming true. Now dig a little hole in the soft, dark earth and plant that first seed. Take out another seed. Hold it to your heart and ask, what do I truly need? Then hold that seed to your third eye and feel this need fulfilled. Plant the second seed. Now take out the last seed. Hold it to your heart, then hold it to your third eye. And ask, what do I want and need for the greatest good of all? Imagining this desire coming true. Plant that last seed. Pat the ground gently back around all your seeds and say, so be it. I create it. Pick up your watering can and water your seeds. Know now you've done your work. Your desires have been offered, and you can forget about them. It's time for the universe to do its magic. Find your clothes and dress yourself once again. Feeling rested and fulfilled, push your way back through the trees to find the path that led you here. Follow it backwards to this place. Feeling your fingertips now, become conscious of your body in space and find your way back to now. You may open your eyes. But know from this day forward, should you find yourself in need of some extra energy to make it through your day, you can call upon the powers of the 4 directions to give that to you. With this song. Standing as you are able by your spirit. And sing, earth my body, earth my body, water my blood, air my breath, and fire my spirit. Earth my body, water my blood, air my breath, and fire my spirit. Earth my body, water my blood, air my breath, and fire my spirit. Earth my I would like to light a candle now for new beginnings, the miracle of sprouting, and the fulfillment of our desires, the beauty we create in the world. So repeat after me. We celebrate the beauty we create in the world. We celebrate the beauty we create in the world for ourselves, and for others, and for others. Blessed be, may it be so. And now, let us release the elements. Standing as you are able, turning to the north. Spirit of the north, we thank you and release you. Now turning to the west. Spirit of the west, we thank you and release you. And turning to the south. Spirit of the south, we thank you and release you. And turning to the east. Finally, Spirit of the east, we thank you and release you. Coming center, Spirit in the center of all things. Great Mother, we thank you and release you and ask that you keep a hold of our hands as we walk together down this beauty road. May it be so. And now we open the circle. We sing. May the circle be open but unbroken. May the peace of the goddess be ever in our hearts. Merry meet and merry part, and merry meet again. May the circle be open but unbroken. May the peace of the goddess be ever in our hearts. Merry meet and merry part, and merry meet again. May the circle be open but unbroken. May the peace of the goddess be ever in our hearts. Merry meet and merry part, and merry meet again. The circle is open. Blessed.
The morning offering will now be given and received. Please keep in mind that this congregation is entirely self-governed by the democratic process. One of the privileges of our free church's tradition is to provide all of the financial support to the many ministries from among ourselves. Generosity, therefore, is one of the spiritual values we recognize as central to our personal and institutional well-being. You are invited to participate in the blessing of giving. For those at home, please use one of the methods shown on your screen. Thank you. Dan? gifts given and received for the work of this community. And thank you, Jan. Let us now sing the doxology.
From all that dwell below the skies, let faith and hope with love arise. Let beauty, truth, and good be sung through every land, by every tongue.
Please stand if you are able and join us in singing the closing hymn, Blue Boat Home, number 1064.
Though below me I feel no ocean, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean, still my dry land heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. Sun my sail and moon my rudder, as I fly the starry sea, leaning over the edge in wonder, casting questions into the deep, drifting here with my ship's companions, all we kindred pilgrim souls, making our way by the lights of the heavens in our beautiful blue boat home. I give thanks to the waves upholding me, hail the great wind surging me on. Reach the infinite sea before me, sing the sky my sailor's song. I was born upon the fathoms, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue home.
That must be everyone's favorite hymn. Let us now recite the valediction. The flame of this chalice will no longer burn today, but the light of the flame within our hearts continues to shine brightly, illuminating the love felt in our community. Please extinguish your chalice at home now. After the benediction, please, for those at home, please click on the gallery view button in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. But please remain muted. Randy or I will call on you when you raise your hand. Darcy.
May what we have garnered here this morning burn away our fears, spark our curiosity, and help us to step boldly into our own future. Maybe it be so. So it is. Go in peace.